A very good morning to all of you. Welcome to the Scopus Training section. I'm Yulan, the Elsevier platform trainer in Malaysia. So this morning I will share with you Empower Your Research with Scopus. So the entire sessions will be recorded and the recording link will be emailed to your librarian and she will help to disseminate to all the participants after the training. And throughout the sections, if you have any questions, just feel free to drop your questions using the Q&A box or using the chat. So without further delay, let's take a look what's the agenda for this Scopus session. So in this Scopus training sections, we'll go to look at the introduction. Okay, introduction to Scopus, especially for those who are totally new to Scopus. What content is in Scopus, how to search in Scopus or how to use Scopus in your research. And then source browser and journal analyzer is for those who like to check what are the source titles or sources indexed in Scopus so that if you want to publish and get your papers indexed in Scopus, so you get to know which journal or conferences you need to submit your papers. And then also you can learn their individual source titles or journal performance. And then we're going to look at research excellence for this specific or particular institution. And in this session, we will use UMS as an example. And also I will share with you the additional Elsevier resources to help you in your research. Introducing Scopus. Scopus is the largest abstract and citation database of peer-reviewed literature and features tools to allow you to track, analyze, and visualize the scholarly research. So Scopus delivers more than 78 million records or 78 million publications and contributed by about 16 million authors throughout the world. So the content index in Scopus is indexed from about 5,000 different publishers across 105 countries. So it's a very large content coverage abstract and citation database. So you can use it to identify and analyze which journal to read or submit to, help you to manage career citation counts and H index for those who already have paper published, and to decide what, where, and with whom to collaborate, track impact and research, track impact of research, monitor global research trends, find out what already exists in the global world of research, and determine how to differentiate research topics and find ideas. Scopus is the largest abstract and citation database of peer-reviewed scholarly literature, making it a highly recommended resource for discovering the world of research. So throughout the world, there are about 105,000 active scholarly titles published, but out of it, only about 47,500 of the titles are peer-reviewed. And Scopus index only about 52% of this peer-reviewed. Okay? About 25,000 source titles indexed in Scopus. Titles on Scopus are rigorously reviewed and selected by an independent board of subject matter experts. So we call it a content selection and advisory board. an independent panel. And this is a geographical breakdown of the contents index in Scopus. Okay, beside the North America, Western Europe, Australia, New Zealand, Scopus also index publication from emerging countries like Asia, Latin America, Middle East, Africa, and also East Europe. So what content is in Scopus? Scopus include contents from more than 5,000 publishers and 105 countries. So about 78 million records you can find in Scopus, from about 25,000 serial titles, 100 over 1,000 conferences, and 230,000 books contents. 40 different languages are covered, and the contents is updated daily. Okay, approximately 10,000 articles added or indexed in Scopus per day. And you can find about 9 million publications are open access. And this is a breakdown of the sources or serial titles indexed in Scopus, breakdown by physical sciences, health sciences, social sciences, and life sciences. So it's multidisciplinary. And this is the number of journal contents, conferences, and book contents. And the contents index in Scopus is unbiased, okay? Comprehensive journal coverage with titles from many reputable scholarly publishers are included, okay, or indexed in Scopus. So although Scopus is developed by Elsevier, okay, but not all the Elsevier journal is indexed in Scopus, okay? So about 10% of the content in Scopus is published by Elsevier, 8% by Springer, 5% by Wiley-Blackwell, 5% by Taylor and Francis, 2% from Sage, 1% each from Wouters, Kluwer, Oxford, Emerald, Cambridge, IEEE, and 60% from other publishers like individual institutions publisher. Scopus is recognized for its excellence by 5,000 customers, including 150 leading research organizations who continue to choose Scopus for research assessment and evaluation purposes over any other competitor. So some of the popular one, like of the famous one, like THE, World University Ranking, QS World University Ranking, Financial Times, OECD. And we also have from the Asia side, like Peking University, Keio University, TCI Thailand, NRF Korea, and Nanyang Technological University. So for World University Ranking, for QS, the citation per faculty, okay, citation per faculty is 20%. Okay, it's 20% out of the total evaluation. And the publication and citation data from Scopus is used in this calculation. Same as THE, okay, Times Higher Education or World University Ranking. The citation or the research influence is 30%, okay, is 30%. And both the publication and citation data from Scopus is used for this citation calculation. So some of you will wonder how Scopus select and index, how Scopus select and determine which source, which journal or conferences qualified enough to be indexed in Scopus. Okay, because we only index about 52% of the world peer review. Okay, peer review. So there are 5 minimum criteria. Okay, there are 5 minimum criteria for a source titles. Okay, for a sources to be indexed in Scopus. Okay, first of all, the titles must meet all these minimum criteria. Must have peer review. Then must have English abstract and regularly published. Okay, no delay in publication. Then Roman script references, publishing ethics statements. Then the eligible titles are further reviewed by the Content Selection and Advisory Board, okay, CSAB. So this is an independent body. They are not evaluated by Elsevier, okay, but independent panel. According to a combination of 14 quantitative and qualitative selection criteria, like journal policy, quality of content, journal standing, regularity, and online availability. And for more information on how to get a serial titles or sources index in Scopus, then you can refer to this blog by click at the below URL, or you can contact through using the email contact title suggestion at scopus.com. Title suggestion at scopus.com if you have any question on how to get journal conferences index. So let's take a look at this CSAB, okay, who decide, who evaluate and decide which journal or conferences qualified enough or good enough to be indexed in Scopus. So all journals covered by Scopus are approved by an independent content selection and advisory board. And these CSAB members are subject experts from all over the world and chosen for their expertise in specific subject areas. Okay, so many of them have a long journal editor experience. And this is our CSAB, the chair for each of these subjects. So we have a few of them from Asia, like Professor Henry Yong from National University of Singapore and US. He's the chair for the social sciences. Then we have Professor Julie Lee. She's the chair for business and management from City University of Hong Kong. We have another professor from the same university, okay, City University of Hong Kong, Professor Peter. He's the chair for the environmental science subject. We have another Professor Ashok Raina, okay, Professor Ashok Raina from Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, India. He is the chair for the mathematics. So next, we're going to look at how to use Scopus in your research. Okay. So if you have used or searched in Scopus before, okay, I would like to hear your sharing by you can type it in the chat box. I would like you to share with me normally what are the what are the activity, or what are the searches, or normally what are the tasks that you use Scopus to help you. Okay. So for those who have used Scopus or familiar with Scopus, please kindly share normally how you use Scopus in the chat box. Okay, search the literature by searching the keyword. Then, oh, you learn how to use Scopus through YouTube. Yeah, okay. To search if a journal is indexed. So that one is maybe you like to publish papers in a Scopus index journal. Yeah. Okay, to search for research area or author doing the same research. If you're searching in Scopus, right, if just search like keywords or terms that you are interested in, capital letter, small letter is the same. Okay, the case is not a matter. If you can't see the share screen, maybe you just sign out and then join again. Yeah. Now the screen is still paused because I'm looking at the comments or looking at the chat to get more idea on for those who already use Scopus or search in Scopus. Normally, how what are the activities, or normally what aspect or what tasks they are usually using the Scopus for. Yeah, we will record the sessions and we will email the recording link to the librarian, and the librarian will help to disseminate to the participants. So don't worry if you miss a previous part. So I would like to answer another questions before we proceed. Yeah. How Scopus and index and scope. Okay. So Scopus is abstract database, abstract and citation database developed by Elsevier. Okay, developed by Elsevier. While the WOS or Web of Science is another abstract and citation database developed by another publisher. Okay, Clerical Analytics, something like that. Okay, so Clarivac. Okay, Clarivac. Then so it's different publisher or different company. So the journals, conferences, or the book contents that we index in Scopus, of course, not totally the same. Okay, not totally the same with the WOS, because each database we have our own like this the selection content selection advisory board. Okay, we have our own independent or third party panel to evaluate and decide which serial titles or conferences or book content qualify enough to be indexed. Okay, so that's why they are same type of database, abstract and citation, but the content index not 100% is the same. Okay, because different databases have their own different this content selection panel. Okay, to decide which journal. So WOS normally the contents their index is normally focus a lot on they index a lot from those published by Western Europe, North America, okay, Asia, Australia, New Zealand, okay, less titles index in emerging from emerging countries, but they have a one small one sections okay, one specific sessions to list out some of those emerging countries titles. Okay. Okay, for okay, also for this literature research or searching more on your research area. Okay. So most of you are using it for literature search or to check whether a journal index or not index in Scopus. Okay, before you decide whether you want to submit your papers to that particular journal. So how come normally if you sign in straight away, normally you can see the screen. Normally can see the screen. I also don't have idea how to solve this. Not sure other participants, do you have any idea? I think this is maybe a technical issue. Okay, maybe a technical issue. As long as you can see the screen is still, okay, the screen right now is at searching Scopus. Okay. For those who are good in solving all these technical issues, maybe can you help? Just you type your message in chat box and direct it to all the panelists and attendees. Okay, so those having problems to view the screen, then you can refer to it. I myself totally no idea how to solve this, like can't see the screen. So which index we are going to talk on it later in the session. Okay. So I will start to I will proceed to this section. Yeah. So some on this screen you can on this slide, okay, you can see or you can refer to these are some of the common use cases, okay, for those who like to use Scopus in your research. Okay, so first is exploring the literature. Okay, conduct literature search, identifying potential collaborators, assessing the quality or impact of a paper, analyzing journals for reading or to target publication. And for those who already have paper published and indexed in Scopus, so you can go to Scopus and check your Scopus author profile. If you have any other topics that you want to nominate, like you're not sure whether Scopus can help you doing this or not, then you can nominate this. You can just share that in the chat box. Okay, so let's take a look whether Scopus can help you doing this thing or not. So I understand your library have both the Science Server and Scopus, right? So Scopus is an abstract and citation database. So besides you use it for literature search, okay, to studying the current fields of your study, to perform literature review, okay, as what you can do in the Science Direct, the full text database. So the key value of this Scopus is on the citation, okay, because it's a citation, abstract citation database. So which task that Science Direct cannot help you is in Scopus, you can identify areas of interest, okay? You can identify who is the most prolific authors or who is the expertise in your research area, which country is published the most number of papers in that particular research, and which institutions is the most active, publish the most number of papers. So you can narrow down, okay, from country, then narrow down to institutions, then to individual expertise. And then you can also identify citation and credibility of sources, okay? Science Direct cannot help you in that. So first, we're going to look at using the Scopus, okay? Using Scopus for exploring the literature. So this is a Scopus homepage, okay? So you make sure, since most of you are accessing at home, right, because of this pandemic, so you have to go through your library portal, okay, sign in your Easy Proxy account or your library account. And then only go to click your library online resources or the e-resources that your library have subscribed. Then you can find Scopus and you click, and then it will open up for you. Okay, you cannot go direct if you access at home. Go direct means that you just open a new tab, then key in the Scopus URL, which is scopus.com. Okay, you have to go through your library portals or the proxy account, your library proxy account. Then you have to make sure that you are getting this Scopus. On top of your left hand side is Scopus, not Scopus preview. Okay. So over here, this is the Scopus homepage. You can always come back to this homepage by click the Scopus logo on top of the left hand side. And on the right hand side, you can find there is here is a main menu. Okay, break down into a few features. So the first is the search. You can come back to this homepage by click the search tab also. And the search straight away, okay, it will customize it into documents search, author search, and affiliation search. So for exploring literature, so we just focus on the document search. And over here, the document search, by default, there is only one search field. Okay, so you can enter your keywords or terms that you are interested in over here. And it will set to this particular parameter, search parameter, article, title, abstract keywords. Okay, so by default, we set the search parameter to this particular article, title, abstract keywords. The purpose is to help you get more relevant results. Instead of we set this to all fields. But of course, you can drop down by, you can click this drop down menu and change your search parameters. Okay, you can find more than, you can find there are about 16 different search parameters for you, okay, to help you perform a specific search. Okay, so if you want a very general search result or searches, then you can change it to all field, okay, all field or all searches. Then if you want to search your, if you enter an author name over here, then you can change the parameters to authors. Okay, if you enter an institution over here, then you change your parameters to affiliation. Okay, affiliation name, affiliation country, affiliation city, and also we have a parameter like funding. Okay, you can check for funding. If you want to enter or search 2 keywords, 3 keywords at the same time, okay, more than 1 keywords at the same time, you can click the plus sign over here, okay, below it. So it will add more search field for you. So in between each of these search field, or we call it search boxes, then you can find a drop-down option. We call it a Boolean connectors, okay, and or not. So you can use this connector to help you combine each of your keywords, either 2 keywords or 3 keywords. After you click at this plus sign, automatically you can find that Boolean operator of the Boolean connector. And the second tab on the main menu is the sources. Okay, so if you want to check what are the journal or what are the conferences, what are the book titles indexed in this Scopus, and then what is their journal metrics, what is their performance, okay, what is their individual journal performance, okay, then you can check by click on the second tab, sources. And for literature search, right, okay, beside this document search, okay, beside this document search, if you want to perform a very detailed or specific search, then you can use the advanced search. Okay, so you can find the advanced search hyperlink at the bottom over here, next to this add date range. This add date range is allow you to set the publication period that you want to search. So advanced search, when you click at the link, so it will bring you to this advanced search interface. So the interface is totally different from the document search. So over here in advanced search, actually over here, there is an empty box, okay? There is an empty box. So you need to build your own query string, okay? You need to build your own query string by typing all the keyword or the terms that you want to search. Then you combine all your keyword search with this Boolean operator over here. And just now in document search, we can find and or not. Okay, over here, advanced search, you can find more over here. And also for the search parameters, okay, search parameter just now using the document search. In the drop-down menu, we can find about 15 to 18 different parameters. So if you want to set your keywords or terms to a specific search parameters, in advanced search, you can find more. Okay, you can find all the search parameter over here by referring to these field codes. So altogether, by using the advanced search, you can set your keywords, you can set your searches to very detailed parameters or categories. All together, you can find 64. Okay, 64 different field codes or the search parameters. So before we conduct any searches or conduct the literature search in this Scopus, so first we need to decide, okay, what terms or what keywords, okay, we need to enter to search. So first we need to choose the search terms. So use specific search terms that are closely related to your research topic. You can include alternative words and abbreviation, but avoid using the words that are too general. And then when you want to search 2 keywords and above, so you can use the Boolean operators and or and not to help you combine your keywords or terms that you want to search at the same time. Okay, so and will find document that contain all of the terms. Okay, use this when the term must appear and may be far apart from each other. So in the example, we have these two terms, programmable logic controller. Another one is elevator. So if you want these two terms appear in your search, then you must use and to combine. Then all finds documents that contain any of the terms. Okay, use all when at least one of the terms must appear. So normally applied when you want to search for synonyms, alternate spellings, or abbreviation. So for instance, we can enter like micro mouse or pico mouse. Then use not to exclude documents that include the specific term from the search. Use not to exclude the specific terms, and this not connector must be used at the end of search. Micro mouse or pico mouse and not rodent. Okay. And finding variation of a word, that one is when the keyword or the terms that you want to search is a phrase. Okay, it's a phrase. Just like a previous slide, we have this programmable controller, logic controller. Okay, so it's a 3-word. That phrase is 3-word. So if we want to search for an exact phrase, okay, for an exact phrase, means that each of the word must appear together or must appear very close together. Then we have to add a symbol. We have to add a symbol, either these braces or the inverted comma. If you apply braces for your terms or the keywords, it will search for exact phrase. Okay, it will search for exact phrase. Means that this aircon, it will search for you aircon exactly like this. Okay, or if there is a hyphen air hyphen con, then the result must definitely have a hyphen air hyphen con. But for inverted comma, it search for fuzzy phrase. Okay, fuzzy phrase means this aircon, they must appear either together like this, aircon together next to each other, or they appear very close together, air blah 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 con. Okay, normally within the same sentence. If these two words they appear far apart from each other, then it won't count as one result. Okay, if you search it by adding this inverted comma to search for exact phrase. Then you also can use the wildcard character, okay, to search literature in Scopus. Question mark. Use question marks to replace one character, okay, single character, one character anywhere in the word, okay, anywhere in the word. You can use question marks to replace one character. Then asterisk can replace multiple characters in a word. Okay, so you can use asterisk to replace 0 and more characters. So example is like optim asterisk. So OPTIM asterisk. Then it will search for optimize, optimizations, optimizing. Okay, because asterisk can be used for 0 and more characters. Question marks only one character. So this is an example on this for a literature search using this document search. So I just search for this particular interaction. I search it as a fuzzy phrase by add the inverted comma. And this is the result. Okay. So on top over here, actually you can find how many results found. Okay, how many results found. Then below it, you can find over here, there is a search box over here on the left-hand side. You can add additional terms or keywords related to your primary search to narrow down it into that specific area. Okay. So in the Scopus search result, you can perform a secondary search. Okay, secondary search. So the additional terms or keywords that you add in this search within result, it will be searched within the result that you obtain on your previous search. Then another way is to narrow down or refine your result is using this refine result feature. So this refine result features break down into more than 10 categories. It's about 11 categories or 11 or 12 categories from access type, year, author name down to language. Okay. If you click at this arrow key, it will expand the category for you. So if you want to refine your result, right, you can just select whatever area that you are interested in. You can select more than one category at the same time. Like you select maybe 3 latest year, then from a particular keywords, okay, from a few particular keywords, then you limit your result to, or you exclude the result out. Okay, this is how you refine the result. Then on the right hand side, right, this is your individual result. This is how your individual result display. So on top over here, before the list of your result, you will find one row of various features. Okay, these various features include export. Okay, Mendeley actually is one of the options for export. Then download, view citation, overview, view cited by, save to list, and there are 2 or 3 more features group under this more tab. Okay, more tab. So these are row of features, right? You can perform these features by batch. Okay, by batch means that you can manually select your documents and then perform the task by batch. And then on the right hand side, there is the sorting options. Okay, so by default, the literature search in Scopus, it will sort based on newest published. Okay, it will sort based on newest published. But from this screenshot, right, actually, I'm sorting the result. Okay, I choose to sort my search result based on the most cited. Okay, cited by the highest. So you can check the how many times each of these documents or article been cited by. Refer to the number under this cited by. Okay, cited by will tell you how many times the article have been cited as of today, or as of the day you conduct this search. And each of these result, right, or each of these documents below it, you can find this view abstract. Okay, so you can click the view abstract. It will allow you to quickly access to the abstract without opening a new page. Okay, or without leaving this result page. So if the keyword or terms that you search appear in this abstract, it will be highlighted in yellow color. And then if you click at this particular article title or the document title, it will open up this article for you in this HTML format. Okay, so just like the next slide. So in this individual article or HTML format page, you only can find the article information and the abstract and also the references list. Okay, the references list. Scopus is not a full text. Okay, so you click open an individual article, it won't display the full article. It only will display the article abstract and the references. So over here on top, you can find the author and the article information. Below it, you can find the abstract and then the keyword assigned by the authors or the index keywords. Then on the right hand side, you can find the first feature is for this matrix. Okay, we call it article level matrix. Okay, because this matrix is used to check the impact for this particular article. Okay, then below it you can find cited documents. Okay, documents indexed in Scopus that cite these particular papers that we are open or reading. And below the cited documents, actually you can find related documents. Okay, if you want, if you find this particular article is very relevant, okay, very relevant to your search or to your research. So normally, if you refer to the references, okay, you scroll down, you can find the references list. So normally, when you refer to this references list, you can find some related literature for your search. Besides that, also you can refer to the related documents suggested by the Scopus. Okay, it will display below these cited documents. So for those who like to know or to find out the impact, okay, impact of this particular individual articles, so you just need to click over here at the matrix features. You click view all matrix. Okay, view all matrix. Then it will bring you to this page. Okay, so this is the article title. Okay, this is how many citation obtained, and this citation it will be plotted in the chart, and you can change the date range, okay, for your chart over here for the citation, so that you can view a citation overview for this particular article. Okay, how many citation obtained in this year, how many in this year. Okay, so you can change the date range. And below this, you can find two metrics for this article. Okay, article metrics. One is called citation benchmarking. Another one is called field weighted citation impact. Okay, FWCI. So this FWCI shows how well this article or this document is cited compared to similar articles of the same age and same type. Okay, so there is a value for the world average. Okay, world average is 1. The value is 1. FWCI value for the world average is 1. So when you open an individual articles and check their metrics, article metrics, if you find their FWCI value is above 1, then you get to know that article have been cited more than the average other papers published in the same area. Or so in the other hand, if the FWCI is below 1, 0 point something, okay, so you get to know this article cited less than the world average. So another metric for this article level is PLUM-S. PLUM-S matrix is a modern way, okay, or alternative way to check the impact or the impact of the articles, because it evaluate the impact of the articles based on these 5 different categories. Okay, so we can have a look in more details. Okay, what are the 5 categories? Okay, usage, captures, mentions, social media, and the citation. Okay, usage include how many clicks, how many downloads. Okay, so is this matrix is obtained from EBSCO. Okay, EBSCO host. Then capture is referring on how many of these articles have been bookmarked, have been saved in Mendeley. Then mention whether the article have been mentioned in blog posts, Wikipedia. Then social media is for those whether there is an impact on this Twitter, the article have been posted on Facebook, how many share, how many likes. Okay, and then the citation is how many citation obtained in Scopus or in other citation platform like the clinical citation. So PLUM-S matrix actually represent with this plum print. Okay, plum print is dynamic. So each circle represent the metrics in the associated category. So usage, mentions, bookmarks, social media citation. Okay. So the larger the circle, the more metrics in that category. So not necessarily all the articles will have metrics or impacts in all the categories. Some articles maybe they only have impact in 2 respective categories only. So we go back to this search result page. Okay, search result page. So we are going to look at these individual features. So the first feature is export features. So if you want to export the documents out to your reference manager, okay, so you just select your documents. Then after that, you click the first feature, export feature. So when you click the export feature, you will find this page. So you can find that there are quite a number of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay, 6 options for you to export your site, your references, okay, or your documents out to your reference manager. So the first is Mendeley. Second is RefWord. So if you have RefWord account, you are using RefWord as your reference manager, then you can select the second option. Then the third is for RIS format. Okay, RIS format is applicable for those using EndNote Reference Manager. Okay, RIS format also applicable for Mendeley. Then another format is a spreadsheet format, CSV. Okay, CSV. Then we have big text and plain text format. Okay, so you just select which format. So for those who are new to this Mendeley, okay, Mendeley is another platform owned by Elsevier, okay, owned by Elsevier, same company with this Scopus, for researcher to use this as a reference manager, okay. So you can create a free Mendeley account for and getting 2 gig storage, okay, 2 gig storage for your references. And you also can find more than 7,000 bibliography style, okay, to help you in insert the citation and create the bibliography list. Then the second would be download. Okay, for those who use this Scopus for literature search purpose, and your objective is to get if you find relevant result or relevant articles, you wish to get download the PDF. Okay, you wish to download the full articles in PDF format. So if you try to search articles, then maybe you'll find it, why you can't find download PDF, the link or the icon in the result page. Okay, because in the result page, you can't find any PDF icon. Okay, so what you can do if you really want to download the full articles in this in the PDF, you just select the articles. Okay, you just select the articles or the documents that are related to your research and you wish to get the PDF downloaded. Okay, then you click at download. Okay, so a batch maximum is up. You can select up to 50. Okay, 50 documents or 50 articles per batch of download. So of course, not all the articles that you select or the documents that you select will be downloaded. Only those subscribed by your library, okay, subscribed by your library, or only those open access. Okay. So when you click download, right, the Scopus will check, okay, whether the browser you are using to access this Scopus, like Chrome or Mozilla Firefox, whether they already have this Scopus document download manager. Okay, we call it DDM, document download manager. Whether your browser, Chrome or Mozilla Firefox, already have this extension, okay, download manager extension added or not. So if when you click download, it detects you haven't have this extension added to your browser, you will receive this message. Okay, you will receive this message. It will prompt up. Then you just click get extension. You just click follow the instruction to get the extension. Once you get the extension, okay, you just refresh. You just refresh your this download page. Then you will find this batch download manager, okay, or documents download manager. It will work like this, okay. It will display the articles that you select, okay. It will display all the articles that you have select that you want to get PDF downloaded, okay. So over here, after you click at download, right, you can check the status. If the PDF downloaded, you can find a PDF icon, okay. If there is no PDF download for you, you will find here there is a hyperlink. There is a hyperlink called Chat with Publisher, okay. So you have to read. You have to bear in mind, okay. Here is a message over here. Some documents may not download in full text due to restrictions on the publisher side. So the content index in Scopus actually is from obtained from or index from about 5,000 different publishers across 105 countries. So not all the publisher, they will let the user or reader to download the full articles from Scopus. Some of the publisher, they want you, the user, to download the full articles from their own publisher site. Okay, so not necessary if the article open access or article subscribed by the library. Sometimes it may not be downloaded on Scopus. Okay, so if you didn't find the PDF, you only find the link. So you just take another step. You click the link. Okay, so it will open up this particular article on their original publisher site. Okay, so if this article from IEEE, it will open up for you in the IEEE Explore. Okay, then from there, you go to check the PDF icon. You go to check where is the full text link, and you click. So if your library have subscribed to that particular articles, you will find the PDF open up. Then you can save and download the PDF. Okay. Another very useful feature is this setting up search alert. Okay. So on this search result page, okay, over here on the left hand side, you will find there is a icon look like a bell shape. Okay. So it's set alert. So this set alert, the function is to help user stay up to date on any new papers on this particular keyword search added or deposited index in Scopus in the future. Okay, new articles. So if you don't want to miss out any new articles for this particular interaction research added to Scopus, so and you want to save your time. Instead of you monitor the new papers on your own by search this particular interaction every 2 weeks or every month. Okay, so you just need the most time saving way is you just set up the alert. But please bear in mind, set alert is a personalized feature. Okay, personalized features means that if you like to make use of these features, you need to sign in to your Scopus personal account. Okay, so actually Elsevier have developed and own various platforms for research. We have Science Direct, Scopus, Mendeley, then we have Novel, Clinical Key, we have Reassist and others. Okay, so to make the task easy, okay, so we just use Elsevier credential account, or we just use we say Elsevier account. So if you already have registered an account with this Mendeley, okay, Mendeley owned by Elsevier, right? So if you want to make, if you want to use if you want to use a personalized feature on Scopus or ScienceDirect, okay, you just use the same account. You just use the same Mendeley account to sign into your ScienceDirect and to sign into your Scopus, okay, for personalized purpose. So when you click on this set alert and you already sign into your own Elsevier account, then it will prompt you to this, okay? So you scroll down over here. This is the email address. When there is new articles on this particular interaction added to Scopus, you will receive an email alert from Scopus through this. Okay, if you don't want to use this email, then you can change to other email address. Then when you scroll down a bit, you will find there is options for you. How frequent you want Scopus to monitor the new paper? How frequent the Scopus monitor the new paper? Every day, okay, daily, weekly, or monthly. Okay, 3 options: daily, weekly, or monthly. And another very useful features in Scopus literature search is normally just now all the features that I share with you, like download, export, how to narrow down your results, okay, how to filter your result. Normally all those are available in full text database like IEEE Explore, ScienceDirect, okay, Emerald, okay. But in Scopus, since it is a abstract and citation database, so we incorporate an analysis tools. Okay, we integrate in Scopus database various analysis tools. Okay, so one of the analysis tool is to help you analyze your search result. Okay, analyze your search result for this particular research particle interaction. Okay, so you no need to select anything. Okay, you no need select anything. If you want to analyze your result to identify more area for this particular research, then you just need to click over here. Icon look like the chart, analyze search result. Okay. So when you click this, it will analyze the result based on 8 different categories. Okay, 8 different categories. One of the category is it will analyze, or we call it summarize your result. Okay, summarize your search result based on these source title categories. So if you refer to the source title categories, you can find the targeted publication. Okay, if you are working in this particular interaction, you don't have idea which journal or which conferences is suitable or related for you to publish in this particular interaction research. Okay, then you can refer to this. After you click analyze search result, you can go to this source title category. So over here, by default, you will plot the chart for the top 5, okay, top 5 serial titles that publish the most number of paper for this particular interaction. Okay, so these are the top 5 popular serial titles or source titles on this particular interaction research. Or in the other hand, you can say those researchers, scientists, okay, authors working on this particular interaction, where they publish their papers to. Okay, so most of them publish to these 5 serial titles or source titles. So beside this, you can find other categories like years. So if you refer to years, so you can find the summary of this particular interaction publication. So you can see the trend of the publication. So the research on this particular interaction seems like the research is still growing. Okay, so you can see from the trend of the publications based on year. Then if you refer to by category of author, so you get to identify who is the most prolific or who are the expertise for that particular interaction research. Okay, so all these are the authors who publish the most number of paper on particular interaction. Then also by affiliation, Okay, so for authors over here, prolific author or expertise, so you can maybe you like to contact these authors for collaboration or invite the authors to be your paper peer reviewer. Okay, so for affiliation or for other for another category like country, so you can identify which country or which individual institution publish the most number of paper on that particular interaction or most active in the particular interaction research. Okay, so maybe you like to collaborate or you like to further your study with that particular institution. Then altogether is 8 categories, include also the funding, okay, sponsor and funding, then the type of publication, okay. So we'll pause a while, okay, for this hands-on exercise. So just now we already done the presentation on how to use Scopus for exploring literature or for the literature search purpose. So over here, I have a questions for you. You just open your Scopus, okay? Then you try to search for this tropical forest, okay? Tropical forest. So I want you to search it as a phrase. So you have to add this inverted comma. So of course, if you search tropical forest, okay, as a phrase, throughout the world, you will get about 20 over 1,000, okay, 20 over 1,000 results. But for this exercise, right, I would like to test you on whether you know how to filter your result, how to sort your result, or how to analyze your result. Okay, so I'll let you to after you search on this, you need to filter your result to those publications affiliated to Malaysia. Okay, so you need to filter based on country Malaysia. So, and then answer these 3 questions. Okay, all these 3 questions is based on the same searches, Okay, so you need to identify who is the most prolific author doing research on this tropical forest in Malaysia. Then the second question is you need to sort. Okay, you need to sort the results so that you will display the most cited result on top. Okay, most cited result. So identify how many citations that particular article obtained. Okay, obtained as of today. How many citations? So you just jot down the number of citations. And then what are the top 3 serial titles or soft titles that publish the most number of papers on this tropical forest affiliated to Malaysia? Okay, all these 3 questions is after you filter your result based on Malaysia. Yeah. So you just find out which are the top 3 source titles published on this tropical Malaysia, written or published by authors researcher affiliated to Malaysia. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. So I give you 5 minutes to try the questions. So now it's 11:12. So we will come back on this question and discuss on the answer at 11:17. Okay, 11:17. So at the same time, I will take times to look into the questions, if there is any, and try to answer it. Thanks, one Orisha to share the link to sign in UMS library portal to get the list of all the online databases that UMS library subscribe. So the users, participants can find Scopus and then open up the Scopus. I have a question here by Azizan. You mentioned new MBA M1. Is it MBA M1 is a course? So what? Oh, okay, MacBook. If you go to Mendeley.com, okay, you go to Mendeley.com, this Mendeley website, you can go down to the bottom, then you can find some user guide, okay, or under the support, okay, under the support, you can find some user guide how to integrate Mendeley in your Microsoft Word, okay, or in the Safari browser, okay. You refer to you go to mendeley.com, okay, the website, you go down to the bottom and under the support, you go to download those user guide. Or other way is you can go to YouTube and then you can type how to use Mendeley using MacBook or using Apple. So other question also, okay, earlier in the session already received one question on the difference between Go Open Access. Okay, Go Open Access is actually straight away. There is no delay. Okay, as long as is categorized under Go Open Access, it will be you can straight away get the article for free. Okay, there is no limit of period or any expired, okay, period. Those can't see the screen problems. I hope just now got a few got a participant share, like you need to like what minimize your screen or windows, then after that maybe enlarge again, then you can see it, right? Hopefully it already been solved. Yeah, the screen is static just now is because I'm checking those participants who share with me how they using the Scopus. Okay. So now we are stopped at this exercise. Okay. Now the screen is stopped at the exercise. The Science Direct is a full text database. Full text database. So the way index, we index according to the full article. While Scopus is an abstract and citation database, okay, we index only the abstract. And then for each document, you will get, we will tell you how many citations it obtained. But Science Direct, no. Science Direct, just full article, index according to full article. So you only use Science Direct for literature search, okay? Search, filter your result, then download whatever related to you, the PDF, like that only. But Scopus, you can use it for more comprehensive. Scopus is more comprehensive database. You can use it for more purpose besides literature search, because you can find a lot of analysis to incorporate in the Scopus to identify, to analyze your research area in more detail, like authors, like expertise, like their institution, like which journal, which conferences, the targeted publication. And then for those authors who already published and index their papers in Scopus, they can check their own publication profile, they can monitor their citation. How to calculate the H index, we will cover it in the later part of the section also. So it's based on the number of paper published as well as the number of citation obtained. But there is no direct or there is no formula you can calculate. So the calculation is back end, but there is a definition. Once you're under the definition, right, then you get to know how to get your H index to grow. There is a question on how to select those with full PDF only. So for Scopus, right, one thing that is not that user friendly is when for those who like to get full articles, their purpose of using the Scopus is to doing a literature search, and then after they filter the result, they want to download all the relevant or useful articles for their research. So the one not that user friendly is there is no indicator unless there is a remarks and below the article say open access. Okay, but the open access remark not 100% correct. Because maybe some is there is a period for this open access, okay, and some maybe because I have tried before, some even though you find there is a remark open access below the article, but when you go to the publisher site, you can't get the PDF downloaded. So there is no indicator for you to like you can find these articles is full text available or number 5 article is full text available. So there is no. So what you can do is to save the time, right? You just filter, after you filter the result, right? You just select all the documents or all the articles that you wish to have the PDF. Then you just pass the task to this document download manager, okay? The download feature. Question mark is like question mark is only replace one character, okay? One character, like just now, like for this it's not a good example, okay? But just have a look like this, like forest, Forest. So if like you like to replace this R, right, with any other character from A to Z, right? So you can just type in FO question mark EST, okay? So it only replace one character, FO question mark EST. But for asterisk, you can use it to replace more than one character, like the example just now, optim, OPTIM. So it will search optimize, optimization, optimizing, okay, more than one character. Okay, this question about also how many citations to increase H index. So we're going to look at it later in the section. Yeah, we will record the session and the recording link will be emailed to librarian and it will help to disseminate to all the participants. Merging the Scopus author profile, right? We'll go to look at it at the end of the section also. So I'm done with question from all the Q&A. Let me check whether there is any other question or not before we go to discuss on this answer on these questions. So Aziza, maybe you just try to Google your problems like your MacBook and new MacBook and then Mendeley and check whether there is any other user who have the same problems, or who can share if there is any solution or not. Okay. Oh, seems like this. I have some participants who managed to get all the correct answer. Okay, let me check whether there is any other questions, or if there is any other question before we go to discuss on this exercise. Imagine that one also the same question, how to find, okay. Yeah, we will send the training slides and the recording link to the librarian. No, as long as the articles index in Scopus, right, it's not a fake journal, or it's not a fake articles, it won't be removed, even though it don't have any citation, 0 citation. Okay. Okay, so we're going to discuss on this. So use Scopus to find tropical forest affiliated to Malaysia. Okay, so just now I mentioned, if you just search in document search tropical forest, okay, with this inverted comma, you will get actually overall throughout the world about 22,000 plus, if not mistaken, 22,000 plus result. So I want you to focus to those affiliated to Malaysia. Okay, so you can use the refined result on the left hand side. Okay, go to the country categories. So you go to select Malaysia. Okay, you select Malaysia. So of course, Malaysia, I think, is not on the top 10. So you need to click view all. Okay, view all, then you can get all the country display. So if it's hard for you to locate where is Malaysia, then you can use the sorting. Okay, in the country category, right on top of the right hand side, you can find there is a sorting based on number of papers and also by alphabetical order. So you can go to click M, so it will display all the country start with M. Okay, so after you find Malaysia, you just select Malaysia. After you select the Malaysia, you just limit the result to. Okay, so I think altogether, how many? I can't remember how many results actually affiliated to Malaysia, but for the most prolific author, right, should be this one. Okay, this is an author from Forest Research Center in Sabah. Okay, Forest Research Center. It's not from university. So is this this author have published about 40 over, okay, 40 over papers on this tropical forest. Then the next is the citation. Okay, so on the same result page, after you narrow down or limit to Malaysia, okay, you just need to change the sorting. Okay, right hand side, you change the sorting drop down, you select cited by highest. Okay, cited by highest, so it will sort for you based on most cited to least cited. So the number 1 article, which is the most cited, the answer I obtained yesterday. Okay, yesterday the citation is about 836. Okay, that particular article have been cited 836 times. And for question number 1 and question number 3, right, both you can actually identify it by just on after you narrow down your result to this Malaysia, affiliated to Malaysia. Okay, you can just click the analyze search result. So first you get the answer by the author category, and then for the third question is you get the answer by the source title categories. Okay, after you analyze the result. So the top 3 serial titles or source titles should be this one. Okay, Journal of Tropical Forest Science. Second would be Forest Ecology and Management, and the third will be Journal of Tropical Ecology. Okay, so this is for those. This is based on those papers on tropical forests published by researcher, authors, scientists in Malaysia. Okay, affiliated to Malaysia. If there is times at the end of the session, then I will go to show you with the live Scopus. Okay, so we will continue first. Maybe because you get burned H because you haven't limit or you haven't refined your search on this tropical forest to Malaysia first. Okay, so the Bernard H maybe is the worldwide the most prolific author is this Bernard H. Okay, but my question is focused on Malaysia. Okay, so after you search for tropical forest, you need to filter your result, limit your result to country Malaysia first. Okay, you try again and see, Patricia. So if there is times and the network is okay, then I will go to demonstrate the exercise for you in the live Scopus demo. So we proceed to second author search. Okay, how to use Scopus to search for particular author, especially some of our participants over here. They already published papers, and their papers is indexed in Scopus. Okay, so over here in the author search, we get to learn on how to search for particular author, then for author how to merge their author profile. Okay, how to check their H index, and then how to determine how to calculate or get better understanding on this H index, and so on. Okay, so first for author search, right? So we again we use the search tab. Okay, the search tab, but now we will go to switch it to this authors. Okay, author search. We use this customized author search if we want to search for a particular or specific authors. Okay, so when we search for author, there are two options: either search by the author name or search by author ORCID. Okay, I will touch on this ORCID after a few slides. Okay, a few slides after this. So we first take a look at search with author name. Okay, search with author name. So first, if we search by an author name, compulsory, we must enter the author name, last name on the left-hand side, first name or the initial on the right-hand side over here. Okay, must be on the correct boxes. And last name is compulsory. Okay, last name compulsory. First name, you can leave it blank. Okay. Of course, there is another field which is at affiliation. Okay. So if you search for an author and you search the name and you find this author name is very common, there will have a lot of author researcher who have the same name like this. So if you want to be more specific, you can click the add affiliation. Then you can key in the institution name. Okay. Then after that, you will find the list of results. Then you can identify the author based on their affiliation. And then you can also filter the author result based on this refined result categories. There are more categories of affiliation, city, and there are a few more categories over here. Okay. So this actually is an author from UMS. Okay, so straight away I click the author name. So once I click the author name, it will display for me this particular author profile in Scopus. So below the author name, you can find the affiliation name. Okay, the affiliation. Then below the affiliation, you can find there is a Scopus author ID. Okay, Scopus author ID. Then next to Scopus author ID here for this author, there is a ORCID link. Okay, ORCID link. ORCID. Okay, so means that this particular author, Hayati, okay, already have her profile. Okay, ORCID account connect with the Scopus. Okay. If an author in Scopus haven't have his or her Scopus connect with ORCID account, then over here it will change to connect with ORCID. Okay, there is a hyperlink name connect to ORCID. Then below it you can find there is a row of features. Okay, all these are personalized feature. Okay, all these three are personalized features. Edit profile is for auto. If you like to request correction. Okay, if you like to request Scopus to do correction for your publication profile, then you need to click on this edit profile. Okay. Then over here, it will list up all the documents, okay, written by this particular author. And then you can check the list of this publication. You can sort it based on date or based on the number of citation. And then there is a summary of all this publication by this author in the chart format and table format. Okay, how many documents published, how many citations obtained, what is the H index. So if you click under the H, next to the H index, there is a link to view the H graph. So you will find this is how the H index being determined. Okay. So actually it's plot. There is a purple color, y equal to s. Okay. S is the number of document published. Okay, number of document published. Then y is the number of citation. Okay, number of citation. Then the chart will be plot based on the most cited to least cited. Okay, so document 1, 37 citation. Okay, so mark here. Document number 2 is 23. Okay, so it is in the descending trend in the blue color. Okay, light blue color over here. Then the meeting point of these two chart is a H value, H index value. So the definition of H index is the H index is the highest number of papers a scientist has that have at least that number of citation. So for this hierarchy field doubts, right? The H index as of yesterday, okay, I made this screenshot yesterday, is 6. So H index is not stagnant, okay, so it's dynamic. Normally it will grow with years because as year goes by, you will get more citation normally. Okay. So the H index is 6 because the author have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, have 6 papers or 6 documents which have at least 6 citation each. Okay, so the H index for this author only will grow from 6 to 7 when the citation for these papers over here must have 7 papers which have at least 7 citation. Okay, means that either these documents must increase another 2 citation to become 7. This increase another 1 citation. This increase another 1 citation. Okay, but of course not necessarily these documents are like maybe can this document number 8 increase to 7. Okay, 7 citation, 7 citation, 7 citation. This still 5 citation, but now you have 7 articles, 6 plus 1, 7 citation, which have at least 7 citations, 7 citations, at least 7 citation. Then the H index will change to 7. So H index is very emphasized on the consistency. both in production and also the quality. Production means that, of course, you need to keep produce papers, publish papers, and get your papers indexed in Scopus. Then every papers that you publish will attract people to cite. Okay. If you publish a lot of papers indexed in Scopus, but nobody cite or very little people cite, 1 citation, 2 citation only, 0 citation, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 0 citation. Your H index only can be 2, okay, cannot grow. So your H index, both the number of documents and also the number of citation must grow, then your H index only can grow. So it's quite tough or challenging to get a very high H index value. So for those like just now, some participants they like to check how to correct their publication profile in Scopus or how to merge their author profile. Okay. So for example, just now when we already in this particular author's detail page or author profile, so we just go to the edit profile. Okay, there are a few ways to correct a profile. Okay, so one way is under that particular author profile, we just click edit the profile. So of course, you need to sign into your personal you need to sign into your Scopus account by using your personal Elsevier account. Okay, then only can proceed. Okay, once you sign in, then it will ask you to proceed. It allows you. Okay, it allows you to proceed. And if you haven't signed into your personal Elsevier account, when you click, it will ask you to sign in. Okay, so these are the things that you can request Scopus to correct it for you. The preferred name, merge the profiles, or add or remove the publication link to your profile. Okay, update the affiliation. Okay, so once you already sign in, then you can proceed. Then first thing is you need to select your preferred name. Okay, preferred name. Then the second step is to review your documents. Okay, so once we click at proceed to make the changes, right, actually Scopus is switching on this author wizard. Okay, we call it author wizard. So this author wizard, you have to go through step by step. Okay, first is that select the preferred name. Then second one is we also need to review the publication or the document group under this particular author. So you just take some time to browse through and make sure that all these papers or documents are written by this author. Okay, if this particular if this document number 2 is not written by the author, then you just uncheck the box. Okay, you just untick the box over here. Then after that, if you finish review this, right, and at the same time you check your publication record. Okay, your publication record, you're very confident you actually have another 2 more papers published index in Scopus, but not listed under this name. Okay, not grouped in this particular profile. Then you can use this. Okay, at the bottom over here, you can use these features to add the missing documents. Okay, one time allows you to add 1 articles. So how it works is actually it's like when you click search missing documents, it will prompt you a search box over here. Then you can search, you can enter the article title which you have published but are missing. Okay, so you just enter the article title. Then if it is indexed in Scopus, definitely you can find the articles. Okay, you search. Then after you find the article, you just select. Okay, you just tick and add the articles. Then after that, it will bring you back to this page. So if you have more than 1 missing, then you just repeat this to search for another papers. Okay, so if you have 5 missing, then you just repeat this 5 times before you go to proceed to review the affiliation. Okay, to review your select your latest affiliation. Then another way is from your search result just now, okay, Hayati F, from the list of all these 22 authors who have named something like Hayati F, Firdaus, Fatima, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so if you find this author and maybe number 5 or number 7, you find another author and you're very confident, you're very sure these two author, number 1, number 5, the same person, is the same person. Okay, so you just select number 1 and number 5. After that, you go to click request to merge. Okay, request to merge. Once you click request to merge, right, it will switch on the same things. Okay, you will switch on the same features. Okay, so you just, if you already signed into Scopus with this Elsevier account, you just proceed. Then you go through the same step. Yeah, you go to the through the same step as the previous, because it will switch on the same auto wizard. Then another way to correct profile or to merge profile, especially if the author have different last name, okay, different last name. For example, this author last name got one is Chon, then got one is Horn. Okay, so you just go to this link URL. It will switch on this, we call it author feedback wizard. Okay, author feedback wizard. Okay, over here, so under the basic search, right, by default only one search process, but you can click if you identify that you have you have using 3 name style or 5 different name style to publish your papers. So you just click the plus name variants, then to add in all your name style. Okay, to add in all your name style like this. Then after that, go to search. So from the search result, right, this is all I already filtered. Okay, I already filtered some not belong to the same author. Okay, so I filtered the result based on country, then based on their affiliation. So I managed to get the author additional profile. Okay, other missing profile with only one document each. Okay, so I just select all these and then go to proceed to review. Okay, to review the document. So to review the document right now, I got 4 profile to review. Okay, I reviewed 1 profile by 1. Okay, 1 by 1. After I complete review all the 4, then only I go to review the affiliation. Okay, then after that only submit. So those authors who like to request corrections or using the edit profile or using this merge profile or merge authors, all this, right, you will go through about the same author wizard. Then after you submit, right, you need to be patient, yeah, because we have about 16 million, okay, 16 million authors in Scopus. So it will take times for all this correction to be done. Okay, sometimes it will take until 8 weeks. Okay, 2 months to get the correction done. So this is a very common issue for those researchers or authors who have already published papers, because due to the name ambiguity. Okay, throughout the world, there are so many researchers who have closely resembled one another. Okay, so many researchers, scientists, authors throughout the world who have the same last name, first name. Okay, like Dr. Smith, even from Malaysia, also have a lot of authors who have the same last name, first name, right? Then another scenario is for a same author, okay, for a particular author. As I mentioned just now, the author have using 3 different name style or 5 different name style to publish the papers. Okay, so all these 2 scenarios will result your publication spread into more than 1 author profile. So sometimes you will have 2 author profile, 3 author profile, or 4 author profile, 5 author profile in this Scopus database. So all this will affect your total publication and so also your H index value. So the best is you try to group all your publication in a single name. Okay, so that's why we integrate in Scopus, we integrate this ORCID, okay, in to solve these problems. So the ORCID is Original Researcher Contributor ID. Okay, for those who are totally new, okay, who are totally first time hearing this ORCID, this is something like ResearchGate. Okay, a lot of authors in Malaysia, they already have their ResearchGate. They already have update all their publication in the ResearchGate. Okay, so ORCID is something like ResearchGate. Is a platform. The website is orcid.org. Okay, orcid.org. So you can create an ORCID account. Okay, it will provide you a persistent digital identifier. Okay, a unique ORCID ID number. Okay, unique ORCID ID number. So just now when we conduct an author search, another option is you can search based on ORCID ID number. But you make sure if you want to search an author based on the ORCID ID number, you have to make sure that the author already have the ORCID account connect to Scopus. Okay? If the author have an ORCID account but haven't linked or connected to Scopus, you search, you cannot find the answer. You cannot find the author. Okay? So this is a ORCID homepage, and then in each author, you just need to create one account. Okay, so ORCID account is your own account. It's just like your ResearchGate or it's just like your Facebook. Okay, anything on this ORCID account, you yourself only can manage, modify, edit. Okay, so once you have an ORCID account, right? You don't neglect, forget about your ORCID account. You have to make sure that from time to time, whenever you have any new publication, you just make sure that you make sure all your work in your ORCID account is updated. Okay, is updated. So how the Scopus and ORCID connection will help you to solve this name problem is once you connect your ORCID account with Scopus, right? Then you give the authorizations for Scopus to access your ORCID account. Okay, so in the future, if you have published any new papers, then you add in your publication in ORCID, right? Then Scopus will identify that, oh, this article is published by this author A, okay, author A. It will identify the author based on the ORCID ID number, okay, no longer based on author name or author affiliation. So how to manage or how to add words to your own ORCID account? You can refer to this user guide over here, okay, in the link in this in the bottom of this slide. And for this slide is about for those who the author, okay, the author who haven't have author account or who already have the ORCID account, okay, but haven't connect to Scopus. Okay, so how to set up the connection? So from this individual author profile, right? Okay, you just need to click connect to ORCID. Okay, connect to ORCID. After that, it will bring you to this page. So if you haven't have an ORCID account, okay, you just register over here. Okay, click register now. Then it will prompt you. You just follow all the instruction. You just fill in all the information required. Okay, and follow all the steps. But if you already have the ORCID account, just you haven't linked to Scopus, then you can straight away over here sign in to your ORCID account. Okay, sign in to your ORCID account over here. Then after this, select authorize. Okay, you give authorization to Scopus to accept your ORCID. Okay, Then after that, you need to you will be bring to something a wizard. Okay, so in this wizard you have to select your name, review your publication, review your profile. Okay, then you can send your Scopus author ID over here to your ORCID. Okay, and send all your publication index in Scopus straight away to your ORCID. Okay, so later on in your ORCID, right, you no need to manually add in your publication. You just add in those papers or publications that you publish, but not indexed in Scopus. Okay, not indexed in Scopus. Next would be on this journal analyzer and their metrics. So first, we go to look at the research metrics first. Based on the depth and breadth of its contents, Scopus worked with researchers, publishers, bibliometricians, librarians, institutional leaders, and others in academia to offer an evolving basket of metrics that complement more qualitative insight. Throughout Scopus, you can access multiple metrics at the journal, article, and author level. So we have a basket of metrics. So just now we already I already shared on using Scopus for literature search, for author search. So literature search, we already come across metrics for article level. Still remember, just now we have citation benchmarking, then we have FWCI, field weighted citation impact. We have Plum S metrics. Okay, under Plum S metrics, we will have 5 category: usage, social media, and so on. Then for just now, the author search metrics for author level is a H index. Okay, the H index. So actually, how to use the metrics actually depends on your purpose. Okay, so if you want to enrich promotion and tenure portfolio, then those person they will like to know your H index. They would like to find out where you publish, what's the impact of the papers that you publish based on this percentile benchmark, or based on this Plum S metrics, the usage, mention, citation, social media captures. Then for those who like to decide where to publish, okay, where to publish, then of course they would like to refer what's the performance of the journal or conferences. Then they will look at these metrics for the journal level. Okay, the journal level. So in Scopus, we incorporate 3 different journal metrics. Okay, 3 different metrics for journal level: site score, SJR, SciMargo journal rank, SNP, the source, normalized, impact per paper. These 3: site score, SJR, and SNP. Okay. The journal impact factor is metrics. Journal metrics, you only can find it in Web of Science. Okay, in Web of Science. So to check the particular sources, right? So you just need to use the second tab. Okay, on the main menu, sources. Okay. So when you click at sources, it will bring you to this page. So you can, over here, you can find 4 options for you to identify what are the serial titles, source title index in Scopus. Okay, either by subject area. Okay, if you drop down, you can find subject area, then by this specific title, then by publisher, and also by the ISSN serial number. So if you just want to browse a list of serial titles index in Scopus based on subject, okay, so you select subject, then you click over here the right hand side, it will drop down all the subject categories. Okay, so you can select more than 1 categories and then apply, and it will display only the source titles under that particular categories index in Scopus for you. Okay, so if you want to search by specific titles, Then you just enter over here the journal titles or the conference proceeding titles. Okay, journal, international journal XYZ, conference proceeding ABC. Okay, you just enter the journal titles, conference proceeding titles here and find. Then over here, it will display all the sources indexed in Scopus as of yesterday. Okay, so some of the sources over here already stopped, indexed or discontinued. Okay, so you have to make sure later on by going to that particular source details page to check in more details. On the left hand side over here, you can find there is a filter for you to filter. Maybe you like to filter what are the open access journal, the list of the open access journal. Then you want to filter the list of the journal based on their performance. Okay, first based on the performance, the highest is a top 10%. On the top 10%. Then after that is first quartile, second quartile, okay, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, okay. So over here, right hand side is the individual sources. So you can find their source title, you can find their latest score value, their percentile, their citation, total citation in this 4 year, total number total documents published in this 4 year. This tool actually is use it to calculate the site score. Site score is the total citation obtained in this 4 year divided by documents published in the same 4 year. Okay, 4 year citation. Then percent cited. Then if you click next, you will find the SJR value, SNP value, and then the publisher name. Okay. So the latest metrics we have is 2020. Okay, year 2020. So for each of these sources, you want to know more about the sources, you just click at the title. Okay, the source title. Then it will bring you to this particular source details page. Okay, source details page. Then you can learn their coverage here. Okay, for this particular cell journal, it continuously indexed in Scopus from 1974, okay, until present. Publisher Elsevier, this is the ISSN serial number. This is the subject category. Okay, for this journal, only one subject categories. Some journal they will have more than one subject categories. So the right hand side they will tell you the latest year, site score value, SGR, and SNP value. Then over here we will focus on the Scopus value, the site score value. Site score is the one calculated by Scopus. Okay, calculated by Scopus. The other two is calculated by. The other two is actually from another two bibliometrics expertise. Okay, from a different institution. Okay, which they just use the Scopus citation, or they just use the Scopus data to calculate this value. So the site score one, right, you can check their previous year, okay, previous year site score value. And then the site score value is transparent current, then you can validate, okay, you can validate why the value is 63.4, okay, because in this 4 year, this much citation obtained from this much documents published, okay. So every year, once we cut off and fix the yearly site score value, we will give you a tracker, okay, we will give you a tracker for the upcoming year. So and this tracker, right, the value will update every month, okay, every month. Then this below you can find the percentile or the ranking based on the respective categories over here. Okay. So site score is a metric that gives a more comprehensive, transparent, and thorough view of a journal's impact 4-year citation window. So for both the numerators and denominators, numerator is the citation, okay? Denominator is the number of documents published. So both numerator and denominator will only take into calculation 5 types of papers, okay, 5 types of publication: research articles, review papers, conference papers, book chapters, and also data papers. Okay, other type of publication is not included. Then SNCC and SGR actually they have a different context. SGR is more prestigious, it's more evaluated on the prestige of the journal. Okay, SNCC is source normal, it is more evaluate on the matrix calculation, better corrects. Both actually they have better corrects for few differences. Okay, they have remove the different citation behavior or different subject fields differences. So these two, their context is just like a few weighted citation impact in the article level. Okay, FWCI. They have both. They have a world average. Okay, they have an average value of 1. So if you find a SGR for a journal or conference is above 1, then you get to know that particular journal performs higher than the average. If below 1, it's performed lower than the average. Okay, and this is a calculation for the site score. Okay, the site score, the calculation methodology. Okay, looking at these 4 years. So it's like the average citation. Okay, but not all type of publication, only 5 type of research article, review article, conference paper, book chapters, and data papers. And last, we go to look at research excellence. So we'll go to perform a affiliation search. Okay, affiliation search. So we just enter University Malaysia Sabah. Then this is a UMS publication profile. Altogether 6,550 papers published, and you can find by default it's breakdown by subject in table format and also in the chart format. So straight away we get to know the top 3 subject area that contribute the most number of paper for UMS is agricultural and biological sciences, engineering, and computer science. Okay, then over here there is a list of authors. Okay, if you click over here, it will display the list of all the publications affiliated to UMS. Okay, so if we analyze straight away, we'll see the trend. Okay, like UMS authors continuously to publish, but drop a bit on this year 2018. Okay. Then others you can find who is the most which author in UMS that publish the most number of papers. Okay, of course by this author category, right? Not necessarily all the author here is UMS or UMS staff or UMS academician or researcher. Some of the author here is the co-author, okay, co-author with the UMS author. Okay, so this is if you refer to the funding categories, you will get to find out which funding sponsor provide the most number of funding to those UMS researcher or authors. Okay, so if you click just now the number of authors in the UMS publication profile, so it will list up all the authors, UMS author, and also the UMS the co-author with the UMS author. Okay, so you can find their affiliation over here. So if we click at the individual author name, so we'll get straight away to view this particular author's publication or the performance or the summary of this particular researcher, UMS researcher. Okay, how many paper published, how many citation obtained, what is the H index. So over here, we get to know this author haven't have ORCID or haven't have the ORCID connect to Scopus, okay, because it show over here connect to ORCID. If the author already have the ORCID account connect with Scopus, then it will give ORCID link straight away. Okay. Just now, right over here in the author's profile, okay, in this particular UMS publication profile, if you like to request any changes on this UMS publication, right, we have a wizard like just now the author wizard, okay, but this we call it institution profile wizard. Institution profile wizard, right? One institution, okay, one institution, only 3 users allowed to access to this wizard. Okay, only 3 users allowed to access. So how to get the access, or then you have you can read this blog. Okay, so maybe you are the one that in charge of reporting to your top management on your UMS application. Then you can refer to this blog how if you want to request any correction for your UMS profile. Okay. So last is if you have any questions while you are using Scopus, okay, any question about Scopus, you can use you can go down to the bottom page on the Scopus. You can go to this customer service, use the help or contact us. If you use help, okay, you can just type your questions at the help page. Also, you can find some frequently question answer, FQA, and also you can type tutorial, okay, video tutorial. Then you can find some interactive tutorial on how to use Scopus for different purpose. And also, if you want to contact Scopus support, okay, for support, contact the Scopus operator, then you can click contact us. It will open up a new page for you. On the right hand side, you will find there is an email option. But if you scroll down a bit, you will find more options to contact the Scopus team, like chat, okay, instant chatting, live chat, and then you can call, okay, phone, okay. Beside email, you have other options. And then additional auxiliary resources to help researcher, especially we over here we have this Elsevier develop free online learning platform, okay, free online learning platform for early career researcher, okay, for early career researcher, especially those who are just newly start to write and publish, okay. So there is a platform called Elsevier Researcher Academy. This is the link. Okay, this is the homepage. This is how it looks like, Elsevier Researcher Academy. So you can find various online courses or training modules, takes you through the different phases of the research cycle, from the beginnings of research preparation through the publishing process, all the way to demonstrating impact. Okay, so either you are just prepare your research. So if you refer to this phase, you will find some courses on how to apply for grants. Okay, then after that, how to write good scientific papers. Okay, learn the fundamental of publications, peer review process. Even for those authors who already have paper published, okay, how to communicate your research, how to promote your work, to get more visibility of your papers or your work. Okay, so for example, over here, for writing skill, we have courses on how to turn your thesis into an article. It's a 1-hour courses. Then we have another modules on how 10 tips for writing a truly terrible journal article. Okay. So as you are aware, this website over here, there is also a personal account. Okay, so you can use the same Elsevier personal credential account or personal Elsevier account to sign in. Okay, to taking to join some of the courses over here. And another one is Elsevier Journal Finder. That one is for those authors or researcher who like to publish their papers with Elsevier, okay, with Elsevier journal. So this journal finder, the link is over here. This is how the homepage look like, okay. Elsevier finders allows researchers to find Elsevier journals, only Elsevier journals, okay, that could be best suited for publishing your scientific articles, okay. So how to use it is straight away over here you can find paper title, paper abstract, keywords. So you just before you really start to write your manuscript, your papers, you draft first abstract and draft maybe tentative article title, okay. Then you just enter the paper title over here, copy paste the abstract, okay, copy paste the abstract, then enter the keywords for your papers and find, okay. So from the find result, right, it will display how many journal match your paper. Of course, some is highly matched, some is not that really match the papers. So each of these Elsevier journal, you can find if there is a site score value, if it is indexed in site score, it will declare over here the site score value. If that particular Elsevier journal is indexed in Web of Science, AWOS, it will display the impact factor value. Then at the same time, it will tell you the average acceptance rate for this particular journal and the processing time. Okay, so all this information is very useful for you to consider before you decide, okay, which journal is more suitable for you to publish. So if you like to learn more about Scopus, you can follow our blog. Then go to the blog.scopus.com. You can find webinars over here. Those web training section conducted by our Scopus product specialists in US. From time to time, they will conduct some webinar on how to use Scopus for different purposes. Then there are some tips and tricks, okay, how we will share with the users some tips and tricks how to make use of Scopus more effectively. And any news on this Scopus and maybe new features, new release, then you can also find it on over here. So on the blog, right, on the blog page, on the right hand side, there is a subscribe, okay, there is a subscribe. So if you want to follow the Scopus newsletters, you just click subscribe and key in or enter any email address regularly that you use, okay, not necessarily your UMS or your working email, okay. Then of course you can also follow our Twitter, then can go to our Scopus website, Scopus info site, okay, Scopus info site. So that's all for the training section, Scopus training section. So I find they may have some questions, so I will take time to answer the questions. And at the same time, I would like to seek your cooperation, okay, to feedback this Scopus section by taking this online survey on this SurveyMonkey platform, okay. So either you enter this surveymonkey.com/r/ylfs2021, or you just scan the QR code, okay. At the same time, I think maybe some of you are not convenient to key in the link or scan the code. So I will copy paste this link in the chat box, okay, in the chat box. So in the chat box, you just click the link and then help me to feedback for this Scopus section, yeah. So I will copy paste the survey link over here. So please taking a few minutes to help me with the survey. So at the same time, I will go through the chat box and the Q&A box if there is any questions. Okay. So if you have any question, you just drop your question in Q&A or the chat box. Okay, just now I already answered some, so I will continue with the rest. This author name, right? Definitely, journal editors, they don't know actually the correct last name. Okay, so what you can do is just now, I hope you already learned how to correct your profile, how to merge your profile, right? So you just using that auto wizard, okay? Auto wizard to help you. One is you click edit profile, okay? Then after that, you like you have 3 names, right? Because maybe you have different last name because the journal they can't identify which is the correct name for like the Chinese. Okay, so I would suggest you to use the third ways. Okay, the third methods, you go to click the link, that particular link to get our author feedback. Okay, Scopus author feedback wizard. So you just enter all your name, different name style and search. Then after that, you select all your profile and then proceed to review. YE Chen, you asking about filter the list of journal with no APC based on subject area. So do you mean filter the list of journal based on subject? If subject, yes, just now on the when you are in this sources page, there are 4 options for you to check the list of journal or serial titles or source titles indexed in Scopus. Okay, 4 options. One of the option is the subject categories. Yeah, presentation slide and also the recording link will be emailed to your librarian. The Elsevier headquarters is in the Netherlands. Okay, the Elsevier headquarters is in the Netherlands. I'm not sure about your asking plan to acknowledge articles much cited in the mother tongue, is it? Because I find I got one word missing of a country. Scopus info test can be in any language, about 40 different languages, but because we index abstract, right? So the abstract is all abstract must be in English. Okay, abstracts must be in English. So what you find in your search result in Scopus will be all the English. Okay, but of course the full articles can be in other language. Yeah, Puan Norisha, I will pass my slide to Dr. Benny. Okay, so he will email the recording link, the slide, and also the attendance report to you. The address of Scopus source, actually, in the Scopus website, right, or the scopus.com on the Scopus website, you go down to the bottom, the left-hand side. Just now, the contact us is under customer service, right? It's on the right-hand side. So the left-hand side one, you can find one is Scopus content. Okay, Scopus content. So you click the link, Scopus content, it will bring you to a page. It's like a Scopus info site. Okay, Scopus info site. So from there, you can find that particular page is about all the Scopus content. So you can find there is a link for you to download the entire Scopus list, and also any list which is discontinued and so on. You can check from that Excel spreadsheet after you download it. Later, if I have times, I can share, demonstrate to you with the live Scopus. How accurate this publication profile for UMS is depends on UMS researcher. Okay, UMS author, UMS researcher. So if they submit their manuscript, right? Of course, I don't think it's 100% correct. Okay, so depends all indexing all these things in databases. It depends on the metadata. So if an author or academician or a researcher in UMS, right, when submit the manuscript, forgot about the affiliation, totally didn't enter affiliation, or maybe just enter faculty, blah, 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 or school, blah, 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 but didn't mention UMS, then it won't appear under UMS publication, okay? I will refer to the Q&A. Can show how the correct, okay, so if I have times and because we already over the section time, right? But if you like to stay, I can share with, I can conduct a live demo to you to on the exercise question just now. For H index, we don't take into for H index calculation in Scopus is automatic, and then the number the sequence of author is not a matter. Okay, no matter either you are first author or last author or in the middle. Okay, as long as you are one of the author. So based on ORCID just now, if you refer to when you go to click search and then select the documents, you can find there is a drop down option. One is name, one is ORCID. Okay, so you just select the ORCID, then you enter the ORCID ID number. Okay, having an ORCID account important is it will help you to solve the problems of having different name style when you publish having more than one author profile. Okay, more than one author profile because there are many researchers have the same name like you, or you publish paper with more than one different name style. Okay. Of course, there is a copyright issue. Okay, of course, there is a copyright issues. I'm not sure how ResearchGate really work. I like the ORCID, right? You just upload like a link. A link is not your full articles. Okay, so this you mentioned like you have a papers cited by two other papers. then you can find that particular citation in Google Scholar, but not in Scopus, because the two papers, okay, that particular two papers that cite your work or cite your papers is not indexed in Scopus. Okay, so the citation obtained in Scopus, right, must be the citation by those articles, papers indexed in Scopus. Okay, so if you have a papers, but your papers cite by another maybe undergraduate or in their dissertation. Okay, so of course it won't appear, it won't increase your citation in Scopus. Okay, your paper must be cited by other papers indexed in Scopus. Okay, if not indexed in Scopus, then it won't count. It won't contribute citation for you in Scopus. For the webinar recording link, right, because we will pass your attendance list. Okay, just now you sign in to join the session. So Zoom platform, okay, Zoom meeting will automatically will have your attendance report. So we will pass it to your librarian. So and we will give the recording link to the librarian. So librarian will email the link to you, to all that have attended the session. Actually, how many money or the cost for you to prepare to publish in Elsevier actually depends. What I understand is if you are working in those like physical sciences like engineering, mathematics, or not engineering applied like biotech or agricultural or life sciences, okay, medicine, health sciences. If you publish your papers with Elsevier, okay, with Elsevier Journal, if you didn't choose or opt your papers to be open access, normally it won't charge you. Normally it won't charge you for publish. Maybe it will charge you a little bit for peer review, but it won't charge you for publish if you didn't opt to publish as an open access. And if you want to publish as open access, different journal will have their different cost. Okay, can vary from 1,000 to few thousand. Okay, different journal in Elsevier. For Bablu, your question about to search high impact research, which one is better, Scopus or WOS, right? That one I don't have a comment for you, so you decide on your own. Actually, maybe depends on those who concerned about your work, right? So if they have any preference, then you just follow, like maybe your supervisor, okay? But for World University ranking, both Time Higher Education and QS, they are using the Scopus, okay, in their calculation, in their citation or calculation or evaluation. And last question over here, under however, publication under UMS, then scope stated. Oh, I want to correct me. Where do you mean the scope? Scope stated. I think, do you refer to affiliation stated? One is I have question for you. You publish a journal or you publish a paper under UMS, right? So in the affiliation, it display another institution, okay? Maybe your previous institution, or maybe you still working in that institution, and then you further your study in UMS at the same time. So you have two affiliations. So do you refer to affiliation appear in your article, in your article or the affiliation appear in your author profile. Okay, so if affiliation appear in your author profile is haven't updated, then you can correct it using the edit profile. Okay, you edit profile, you request the correction to make by review the affiliation. That means the last section of the author wizard, review affiliation. Then if you manage to find UMS, then you can select it. But if you refer to the article, right, then that one affiliation appear in your articles that you publish, right? That one, it depends on when you submit your manuscript, when you submit your paper to the journal, which affiliation you are writing. Maybe you need to contact the publisher. Okay, you need to contact the publisher to correct it, because all the information that we index in Scopus actually is obtained from the publisher. If you're asking question about what are the help or assistance normally you can get from your library that related to Scopus, then maybe I'll need to invite one or resource your librarian to help to answer. One or resource, there is a participant, Saleh Wahab, asking about what are the help or assistance our library they can get from our library that related to Scopus. What is the importance of having ORCID is just for the author, okay, for the author who have more than one author profile in Scopus, okay, they maybe when they search their name, they find their publications spread in 2-3 different Scopus profile, yeah, or more than one Scopus ID. Okay, so by using the ORCID, right, in the futures, okay, in the futures, once they have the author have create ORCID and then connect the ORCID with Scopus. So in the futures, of course, at the moment, all the author need to merge all the group all the Scopus author profile available. But in the future, if the author already have a ORCID account and connect the ORCID account with Scopus, so in the future, whenever the author publish any papers, the author update all the publication in the ORCID account. Okay, the author need to update all the publication in the ORCID account. So whenever Scopus detect new publication by this particular author, now Scopus can identify the author correctly based on the ORCID ID number. Okay, based on the ORCID ID number, no longer identify the author based on the name, because name, sometimes this name, sometimes that different names are. Okay, so all this will result in different Scopus ID or Scopus profile. But if you already have ORCID, then now Scopus will only identify you based on your own unique ORCID ID number. Okay, so it will help you to minimize name problems, to help you group as many as possible all your publication in a single name. Any other questions? Sir, if those like, right, I would like to. I have another question over here on the chat box. Over here, I have a question for UMS librarian. Okay, so I think a librarian have answered the questions, right? I think, what is it? If I get publish a paper on Scopus with single author. That one is really your librarians or anyone in UMS or researcher in UMS. If you have the same experience, or then you can share with this participant article. Okay, the question on the chat box. So I would like to we don't have a e-certificate for this, because if you like, right, actually you need to request before we conduct this session. Okay, for e-certificate we need to provide you another link to fill in, then only will create a e-certificate. But there is no request for this section, right? So I don't think we will have a e-certificate. Yeah, if you want to know how a journal can come under Scopus Index, just now, maybe you missed the earlier section. In the earlier section, we will have a few, 2 or 3 slides on how Scopus select serial titles to be indexed. Actually, so journals or conference they must at least go through minimum criteria. Okay, there are minimum criteria. Peer review must be regularly published, no delay. Then abstract must be in English. Then must have publishing ethics statements. Okay, they have minimum criteria to meet. Okay, and then for those titles, right, will further evaluate by our independent panel. We call it content selection advisory board. Okay, different subject, they have a chair, so they will chair the meeting with other panel and decide whether the journal qualified enough to be indexed. Okay, you can find it in the earlier section of the training. So okay. So for e-certificate, your librarian didn't request us to prepare it before when request for this session, right? So we also didn't prepare the link for you to fill in. So sorry, we can't provide the e-certificate for you. Okay, any other questions? If not, then I will maybe share with a live Scopus. Okay, live Scopus. So let me open my Scopus website first. Then I will share the live Scopus with you. One moment. Yeah, so I go over here and share my live Scopus. So do you get to view my Scopus page? Okay, for just now the exercise, tropical forest, right? Okay, so documents. So we just search over here. Okay, tropical forest. Okay, with a inverted comma. Then search. Okay, we have overall 20 over thousands. Okay, but this is not that I want. I want you to focus on those affiliated. Okay, affiliated with Malaysia or affiliated to Malaysia. Okay, so I'll need to filter it based on country. Okay, so I can't find Malaysia over here, so I click view all. Okay, expand the categories or expand and get all the country display. So I find Malaysia over here. Okay, so I select. Then I limit the result to Malaysia. So it's only 824 documents. Okay. So in this 824, so actually I can analyze, or I can get the answer straight away over here, because if you refer to this refined result, right, actually it's also the analyze. Okay, if refer to author, so you will get to know these nihilists have published the most number of papers, 42 papers. Okay, so the answer is this for question for the first question. The second question is the most cited papers. So my setting every time I set I use Scopus is I always sort my result based on cited by highest. Okay, the most cited. So you can see my result is sort based on most cited to least cited. Okay, so it's the most cited is 3836, have been cited 836. If your result is sort by the default is sort based on newest published. Okay, so to get this most cited, you just change over here and select cited by highest. Okay, then after that you will get this most cited papers on top. Then the third question is about the top 3 sources, right? Top 3 sources. So we go to the source category. Okay, source title. So the first is Journal of Tropical Forest Science, 46 paper. Forest Ecology Management, 38. Then the top 3 is Journal of Tropical Ecology. Okay, 35. Then just now got one asking about the source Scopus source page, right? Actually, if you want to know about all the Scopus content, okay, you can refer to this about Scopus over here. About Scopus, then you can just to go to this content coverage. So on this content coverage, okay, there is a guide over here. You can find all the content coverage, the facts, Scopus, the contents and facts of Scopus. Okay, the latest records we have. And then you can find there is a link for you to download, okay? To download the entire sources index in Scopus in the spreadsheet, Excel spreadsheet, okay? Excel spreadsheet. So in the spreadsheet, you can find various tab or various column. So one of the column, you can find what is the discontinued titles, okay? The list of sources which already stopped index or discontinued, okay? And the latest is we have, because all these new titles get added to index in Scopus, and some old existing titles stop index is throughout the year is ongoing. Okay, ongoing. So any months also maybe will have some new sources index and some existing sources discontinue. So if you download this Excel list, right, then you can find from from all these tab the latest, okay, the latest indexing status of all the sources that we have in Scopus. So let me check whether any other questions. Okay, just now I already show the live demo on the doing the exercises now. Okay. The points have to check with librarian if there is any IDP points for the participant or not. Okay. So librarian, you can help to answer in the chat box if there is a IDP points given to the participant. Okay, let me check in the chat box. So any other questions? Yeah, so don't remember to feedback the Scopus session in the SurveyMonkey online survey, yeah? So thank you for your time. Thank you for joining the session. So I will stay for another 3 to 5 minutes before I end the sessions. So if you have any questions, just drop your questions. Okay, so IDP point will be given. Yeah, for those haven't feedback the survey for this training session, I again send to you the chat, the link, SurveyMonkey link, saying you just click and feedback on it. For those who already completed, thanks for your cooperation. Okay, thanks for joining the session. Oh God, one question is about publish an article before that particular journal is indexed in Scopus. So later the journal, if after that the journal index, your papers index as well. Mm, Depends on when the journal index getting indexed, right? So depends whether only the new publication will be included, or maybe a few publication or few volume uh, earlier will be indexed as well. Most probably is only for those newly indexed journal, right? No, most probably is only the new publication. Okay, after the journal index, then only will index in scope. Only those papers will be indexed. Okay, the old publication one before the journal is indexed, normally it won't be indexed. Normally it won't appear in the Scopus. Of course, the articles, if article published in a journal which already removed by Scopus, it won't be indexed or appear in the Scopus if that particular journal already stopped index. So if you want to know a journal come under Scopus index, then in the Scopus website or Scopus, or when you search in Scopus, you just go to the second tab, the sources. Okay, go to the sources tab and then check by title. Type in your journal name or the journal title and check whether that particular journal appear or not in the list. Or you can download just now the Scopus, okay, Scopus title list, and then find whether that particular journal is indexed, and then is it still indexed? Don't, if it is already discontinued, then don't publish, don't submit your work, don't submit your papers to that particular to those journal already discontinued. So just now, for a participant, if you like to know whether your library got provide any support on matters on Scopus, then your librarian Bon Orisha just share, you can use the library WhatsApp, okay, WhatsApp support. The librarian have shared it in the chat box, okay, the number, WhatsApp number. Okay. Library WhatsApp. Let me check. Okay, I'll go to the chat. Okay, over here, just send over again. I copy paste the Bon Orisa, the comments or the support given over here. Okay, this number. You didn't see the chat box? Then maybe I just copy paste the answer over here. Okay. So I will end the section. Yeah. Once again, thanks for taking your time. Thanks for joining.